the daily practice of writing, that's probably going to be the biggest advice that I've ever heard. Kevin Tomlinson wrote the 30-day author plan, I think it was what it was called. And his recommendation was to every day before you write anything, sit down for about 15 minutes, like literally turn on a timer for 15 minutes and just journal. Write about your day, write about what's crossing your mind, write about anything you want to. It doesn't matter what it is. The whole process is to remove that inner editor, that inner critic, because no one's going to read a journal. Absolutely no one's going to read it. I mean, unless you want them to, but most instances, you're just writing almost like as a cathartic process. And so getting that 15 minutes done, I have found works wonders for all of writing for me. Whether I'm writing a blog post or a nonfiction book or a fiction book, or even like a short story of some sort, doing that 15 minutes kind of primes the pumps and gets me feeling a little bit better. Now, does it make me feel permanently confident? No, not by any stretch, but it does get it to the point where I'm putting, pen to paper, in a virtual sense, and just getting the job done. And I think that if you can get the reps in, it makes a huge difference. I think we can all agree that if you're new to working out, going into the gym, you're not going to feel confident. You're going to see people that are in better shape than you. You're going to see some people just drenched in sweat. You're going to think, oh, are they judging me? Are they looking at me wrong or anything else like that? But in due time, if you just keep showing up to the gym and putting in your work, you're going to find that you're not only getting stronger, you're getting better, you're also going to build that confidence. So it's just a case of showing up on a daily basis. Now, if for some reason you are time strapped and you're the type of person like, Dale, I just don't have the time, just at least make a promise to yourself that you come to it on a weekly basis. So that way you're not getting rusty, because that's the problem, is if you're not showing up consistent enough, there's no way to build that confidence muscle, if you will.
Yeah, look, I'm going to build on that slightly, because I'm going to say on a daily basis, set your base level. Go, no matter how bad the day is, I can do that. So that could be 2 sentences, it could be a paragraph, it could be 50 words, 100 words, whatever you want to do. Just say, it doesn't matter. Even if my best friend dies on that day, I'm still going to get 20 words in. You know what I mean? That's your base level. And then set, again, on the flip side of that, set your peak. This is if I was on it all day and I was writing and I was in the zone, maybe I'd do 4,000 words. And then aim for one of those either day, depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling great when you wake up, think, do you know what? I'm going to aim for that 4,000 today. If you're feeling bad when you wake up, think, do you know what? I'm just going to get that 20 words in. And like you said, Dale, over time, like if you go to a gym, you'll feel more confident, and that will spark. We had Noel Clark on the show, and he wrote Kiddlehood, and he was in Bulletproof, and he was an inspiration on the show when we had him on. And even though he told me to sort my life out, he gave me some advice that I still remember every single day. And the advice that he gave me was that action creates motivation, which creates more action. So if you just keep doing it, even, and especially when you don't feel like it, it will start to generate itself. And that's what you've got to do. You've just got to get after it and go after it. So
one of my biggest motivators for getting it done when I don't feel like it is I go, who's going to pay the bills? And I'm like, oh yeah, I better get it done.
Yeah, I've got to do it.
I think there's a great quote I want to share here real quick, because I had to look this one up, and I always like bringing this up. Bruce Lee, famous martial artist. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And I think this lends a lot more to what Chris was saying of, getting consistent, no matter how little you might perceive it, because that little amount does add up over time. I mean, it can turn from, something so small to a massive novel. If you were just to keep doing something throughout the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, if you still consistently show up, you're going to do so much better. And Bruce Lee will be, of course, afraid of you if he were alive.
Yeah. So, Anya, I hope that we've answered your question there. And I'm sorry to hear that you've been low on confidence all week, but maybe stick some of the advice that me and Dale have been talking about and see if your week improves. I know it will if you follow some of the steps, because we've been there and we've done it ourselves. We've both been low on confidence and we've done those things and got out on the other side. And things do change. Like, again, I saw a really inspirational quote about trees. if you're ever feeling low or whatever, trees shed all their leaves every year, but still stand firm, and then good times come again. So
I love that.
keep at it, and they will arrive.